A doctor told me to slow down decades ago, but I'm 89 years old. I still drive and haven't been sick in 30 years, not even a cold. And no, it's not because I'm lucky. It's thanks to these 5 habits that changed everything. Some of them are so simple, you might think they can't possibly work, but they really do. Here's what I do differently and why you might want to start today. Every morning before my feet hit the floor, I move. This is an exercise, it's not stretching. I call it a signal to my body. A message that today we move, we breathe, we live. I've done this since I was 59. A doctor once told me that your body ages fastest during the first 30 minutes after waking. Your blood is thicker, your joints stiffer, and your nervous system is waking up too. But most people rush. They jump out of bed, grab their phone, and dive straight into the day's stress. I do the opposite. I lie on my back and take 3 deep breaths. I stretch my fingers, wiggle my toes, then slowly rotate my ankles and wrists. It takes 90 seconds, but it tells every joint, every tendon, every muscle, wake up. You are needed. It sounds silly, but this small ritual gets blood flowing to my limbs, oxygen to my brain, and helps me be aware of my movement. It lowers the risk of falling, calms the nervous system, and boosts circulation. Studies from the National Institute on Aging prove this. Older adults who do gentle morning movement often have more energy, clearer minds, and better balance all day long. Still think it's too simple. Let me share what my mornings used to look like. In my 60s, I'd wake up stiff. I'd stumble to the bathroom, my legs heavy, my mind foggy, once I even tripped over my slippers because my feet weren't awake yet. That's when I realized if I didn't send a signal to my body, it would keep sending signals back. Now, I don't ignore it. I do this before coffee and before watching the news. And if I forget, my body reminds me. Strength isn't just about stretching, it's a habit. Consistency, not intensity, changes your body. Mayo Clinic released a study showing that regular low-intensity morning movement can reduce inflammation support, joint health, and even regulate blood pressure in older adults. This isn't hype, it's science. And here's the point. You don't need yoga. You don't need a mat. You don't even need to get out of bed. You just need 90 seconds and a message to your muscles. We're still in this together. So, ask yourself, when was the last time you truly said good morning to your body? Because aging doesn't happen all at once. It happens in moments like these, quiet early, easy to forget. And in those moments you can start again. Every morning after waking, I drink something that's kept me from getting sick for over 30 years. This is not a supplement. This is not a pill. And definitely it's not some $50 powdered superfood sold online. It's simply a cup of warm water with lemon turmeric and a pinch of black pepper. That's it. But don't let the simplicity fool you. This habit is actually very powerful. It's the first thing I think of every morning. And it's how I boost my immune system, reduce inflammation, and stimulate digestion before breakfast. Let's break it down. Lemon Fresh. Lemon juice gives your body vitamin C, a strong antioxidant that supports white blood cell production, the front line of your immune system. According to the Linus Pauling Institute at Oregon State University, vitamin C not only prevents illness, but also shortens recovery time, especially for older adults. It also promotes bile production in the liver, supports healthy digestion, and helps prevent toxin buildup. Have you ever wondered why digestion slows down as we age? Often it's due to low stomach acid, and lemon can help fix that. Next is turmeric, the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory root. It contains a compound called curcumin, which hundreds of peer-reviewed studies have shown to reduce signs of inflammation in the body. These signs increase as we get older and can lead to chronic diseases, joint pain, even cognitive decline. A study published in the journal Frontiers in Pharmacology found that curcumin supplementation can improve immune function in older adults and reduce oxidative stress. But here's the trick. Black pepper is not just for flavor, it's an activator. It contains a compound called piperine that boosts curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Without it, turmeric barely enters the bloodstream. These 3 ingredients together create what I call the golden cup. It takes less than 5 minutes to make. Just heat a cup of water, not boiling, just warm enough to drink comfortably. Squeeze half a lemon, add a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric and a pinch of black pepper. Stir, take a sip and let it work. I've been drinking this almost every morning for 3 decades, not because I read about it online, but because I felt the difference. When I started, I had sinus infections twice a year. Joint pain every winter. Always felt sluggish after breakfast. 2 weeks after starting this habit, my digestion improved. I wasn't bloated. My joints felt looser. I didn't change anything else. A few months later, I realized I hadn't been sick for almost a year. That was 30 years ago, and I hold that belief to this day. Do I still catch viruses? Of course. But my body no longer rolls out the red carpet for them. It's awake, alert, and ready. This golden cup is more than a drink. It's a signal, like a warm-up ritual. It tells my body today we attack. You don't need expensive supplements or complicated methods. You need small, consistent habits that whisper, I care about you. So, tomorrow morning before the toaster pops or the eggs crack, pour yourself something golden. And as you take a sip, remember, you're not just drinking a beverage. You're making a statement. I choose health, not by chance, but by choice. I don't walk just for exercise. I walk to heal. Every day, rain or shine, I step outside and walk. 15 minutes to fight inflammation. No headphones, no phone, just movement and breath. Most people underestimate walking. They see it as a fallback when they can't run like a backup plan. But at 89, I can tell you it's foundational. When I was in my 60s, I used to run. I thought I had to sweat to stay young. Then I read a study that changed my life. The report said that the simple act of walking, just walking, can reduce systemic inflammation, regulate blood sugar, boost memory, and even lower the risk of death by up to 39%. That's when I stopped chasing sweat and started enjoying the rhythm. You see, walking isn't just moving your body forward. It's about putting everything back in place. Joints, lymphatic system, nervous system, even your thoughts. And here's the key. I do it every day no matter what. I don't walk far, sometimes just around the block, but I never miss it. Not because I'm disciplined, but because I've seen what happens when I'm not. I become stiff, my joints ache, my mind clouds, my digestion slows down. But when I walk, I'm a machine. My shoulders relax, my knees feel more agile, my mood lifts. And when I return, I feel reset. There's science behind this. A study in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that just 20 minutes of walking can lower C-reactive protein levels, a marker of inflammation in older adults. Another study from Stanford showed walking boosts creativity and mental clarity more than any sedentary activity. But do you want to know what really convinced me? One morning about 25 years ago, I skipped my walk. I was busy. I told myself I'd do it later. But days passed, and for the first time in years, I felt old. Not tired, not in pain, just old, like my joints weren't mine anymore. Like my lungs forgot how to expand. That's when I knew walking wasn't an option. It was medicine. Now I treat my daily walk like a prescription. I wear supportive shoes. I start slow. I focus on my breath. Inhale for 4 seconds. Exhale for 6 seconds. I swing my arms gently to keep an open posture. And here's something you might not expect. I smile while I walk, not because I'm happy, but because it makes me happy. That small act smiling activates the vagus nerve, an important part of the nervous system that regulates inflammation, heart rate, and even digestion. A psychophysiology study showed that smiling, especially while moving, amplifies the stress-reducing effects of physical activity. So I smile, breathe, and walk 15 minutes a day, and it has given me strength for decades. You don't need fancy gear. You don't need perfect weather. You don't even need much energy. Walking will give you that. Your body was made to move, and every step says, I still can. So if you ever feel stuck, tired, or foggy, don't wait for motivation. Put on your shoes, open the door, and tell your body, let's start again, because movement is life. There's one nutrient I never skip. Not even once in over 30 years. It's not a vitamin. This isn't some magical mineral. It's something much more fundamental. Protein. You see, when I turned 60, I thought I was eating well. Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, even the occasional multivitamin. But I was still losing strength. My energy would dip by mid-morning. I started forgetting things, my name, where I put my keys, even whether I had eaten lunch. I thought it was just age, but my doctor said, no, you just aren't getting enough protein. The truth is, after age 60, your body becomes less efficient at absorbing and using protein. That means you need more, not less, to maintain muscle memory, immunity, and healing ability. That's when I completely changed my breakfast. Instead of cereal or toast, I started eating what I call brain and body breakfast. It's simple: a boiled egg, a cup of Greek yogurt, a handful of walnuts, and some blueberries. Altogether, it packs over 25 grams of high-quality protein, along with anti-inflammatory compounds, healthy fats, and brain-boosting antioxidants. It not only fills me up, but fuels me. And here's why this matters so much. Protein isn't just for bodybuilders, it's for immune cells, which are actually made of amino acids. It's for enzymes that repair tissues. It contains neurotransmitters that keep your brain sharp. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults who consumed 25-30 grams of protein per meal had significantly better muscle mass. They were hospitalized less and even lived longer. Another study from Tufts University found that seniors who ate more protein had stronger immune responses to illness and vaccines. It's not just about strength, it's about resilience. But not all protein is created equal. That's why I focus on complete proteins, those that contain all 9 essential amino acids. Eggs score a perfect 10. Greek yogurt is a complete protein plus calcium and probiotics. Walnuts aren't complete, but they're rich in omega-3s and anti-inflammatory compounds. Blueberries are a fantastic source of antioxidants that tie it all together. This breakfast not only keeps me full, but also helps me feel steadier. And here's something I didn't expect. My blood sugar stabilized. I used to nod off around 11 a.m. Now, I breeze through mornings like I'm back in my 40s. Whether I have meetings, long drives, or appointments, it doesn't matter. I'm sharp. I'm steady, because I started with what matters most. And no, it doesn't have to be complicated. Some days I mix it up: fresh cheese with flax seeds, a small piece of roasted chicken on sprouted toast, or even fried lentils if I feel like it. I can combine fresh cheese with flax seeds, a small piece of roasted chicken on sprouted toast, or even fried lentils if I want. But the rule still stands: never skip protein, especially at breakfast. That's the moment that your body decides how it's going to operate for the rest of the day. You wouldn't fuel your car with smoke, right? So, why do we do that to ourselves? A protein-rich breakfast isn't a luxury, it's a lifesaver. This is something you can start tomorrow, no matter your age or past. Because your body doesn't care how old you are, it only cares about how you feed it today. This is something no doctor has ever told me. Your mind will get sick before your body does. And if you want to truly stay young, you have to start there. Every morning before talking to anyone, even before checking the weather, I do something I call mental tuning. It's not meditation, it's not therapy, it's just that simple. I sit quietly for 3 minutes and imagine the day I want to have. I don't picture traffic chores or bills. I imagine how I want to feel: calm, strong, steady, useful. Then I picture myself going through the day in that state, confident in control, communicating clearly, handling whatever comes with ease. It might sound small, but this is the most powerful thing I do. You see, your brain can't tell the difference between vividly imagining something and it actually happening. This isn't just an inspiring quote. It's neuroscience Dr. Joe Dispenza and researchers at Harvard have shown through fMRI scans that when people vividly imagine doing an activity, the same brain areas light up as if they're doing it for real. Over time, this rewires your nervous system. In other words, you can train your body to be calm, focused, and sharp before you even leave the house. Why does this matter? Because chronic stress is the leading cause of immune system failure, not bacteria or genetics. It raises cortisol damages brain cells, weakens immunity, and even causes muscle loss. For older adults, stress shows up in different ways. It shows as confusion, fatigue, and illnesses that seem to come out of nowhere. But when you spend 3 minutes each morning tuning your mind, everything changes. Let me tell you a story. Years ago, I had a friend my age with similar health, but he was always stressed. News, politics, money. He lived in fight or flight mode. Then one day he had a breakdown. A heart problem with no warning signs. He recovered, but things were never the same. He asked me, "How come you never get confused?" "Never worried," I told him. "Worry is a thief. Every morning I lock the door on it. Everything starts with intention and it ends with resilience. And here's the best part. When you train a quiet mind, your body follows. Your blood pressure goes down. Your immune cells activate, your memory sharpens, you even digest food better. A 2016 study from the University of Wisconsin-Madison showed that just 5 minutes of daily mental practice significantly reduces anxiety, improves focus, and boosts immune response in adults over 65. The effects lasted for weeks. Yes, I walk, eat protein, take turmeric supplements, but none of that matters without this because your thoughts shape your hormones and your hormones shape your health. You don't have to be a monk or a guru. You don't need candles or chants, just sit. The power of imagery, the image of joy. Imagine yourself behind the wheel, driving at 89, laughing with traffic, and never getting car sick. And over time you'll notice something strange. It becomes real. Now, you know it's not luck, not genetics, and it's not a secret. I've hidden for decades. It's 5 simple daily choices made consistently. 5 small habits that changed my body and might have even saved my life. And the truth is, you don't have to wait until you're 89 to start. You just have to start. Morning movement, a golden glass of water, a healing walk, a hearty breakfast, a mind that leads the body. They seem small, but they're powerful because health doesn't disappear in an instant. It slips away in the things we overlook, and it returns the same way with quiet choices that rebuild strength thought by thought, step by step, bite by bite. So, if you're still wondering if it's too late, let me remind you, you're still here. You still can do it, and you're already on the path. But there's one thing I haven't told you yet. There's another secret I haven't shared. What I do every night after habits, after meals, after walks, and thoughts is very important. It helps my body recover while I sleep. Science says this might be the missing key to reversing aging. We'll talk about that right after this.